Hey everyone, welcome back to Inside the Cage, where we bring you the latest and exciting updates of UFC. UFC 289's Charles Oliveira on Islam Makhachev Rematch. Charles Oliveira promptly showed on Saturday that no one can mess with him in the UFC's lightweight division. Despite the Brazilian fighter having previously lost all 4 of his fights there, Do Bronx finished Beneil Dariush with ground and pound in the first round of the co-main event in Vancouver, British Columbia. The Canadian crowd's reaction was out of this world. After this amazing victory, everyone is curious about the rematch between champion Islam Makhachev and Oliveira, who won the UFC lightweight title against him in October. After defeating Beneil, Charles appears to be suitable for the matchup, which was promised to Dariush. Oliveira said, "Who's got the belt? He's got the belt, and I want to be a champion, so I have to go through him. Of course, I want to fight him, but right now, I don't want to worry about it." Instead, Oliveira said following the fight, he wants to go back home to spend time with his family and let his team worry about plotting their next move. This victory was one of the most special moments for Charles, and it's all written in his face. He got so emotional after receiving the love and appreciation from the crowd. After all, he deserves it. He proved himself in the fight that he is one of the biggest threats in the UFC's lightweight division. "This is a movie that went through my head. I know that the majority of my losses have been here in Canada. So for me to actually be here and have a standing ovation, everybody was just standing and applauding me and cheering. It was just an amazing feeling," Oliveira explained. "I usually try to keep my composure, just keep going, focus on the fight, but I let my emotions get me because it was so amazing. It felt like I was in the community. It felt like I was actually back at home. As a Brazilian, it felt like I was not miles and miles from home. And afterward, to win here after so many losses, even with the losses, they were applauding me even with that. Afterwards, I just let it go. It's something I'm never going to forget in my life," he added. Brawl erupts after exhibition fight between Floyd Mayweather and John Gotti III called off. A total chaos. Yes, you heard it right. On Saturday night, Floyd Mayweather and John Gotti bout in the ring at FLA Live Arena takes a different turn, when the ring was invaded by the audience and they started to fight. Soon, the situation got out of control, and Mayweather had to leave the ring. What makes the audience from both of the fighters' camps furious? Well, from the start, the bout was a total mess. After the two camps got into it early on, the start was slightly delayed, and throughout, Mayweather was playing with Gotti. Gotti grumbled often, and in the last seconds of the 5th round, he was penalized for holding. At one point, he protested to referee Kenny Bayless about getting hit in the back of the head, and he even put Mayweather in an illegal hold. After a few seconds of the 6th round, Bayless stopped the bout because nothing had changed. Gotti, though, wasn't over yet. Everyone rushed into the ring to get involved as Gotti raced around Bayless and attempted to keep battling Mayweather. Outside of the ring, there were brawls taking place in the audience. Mayweather fought Gotti on Sunday in his 7th bout since retiring, but it was by far the worst organized. Dana White on Amanda Nunes' retirement. What's next for Charles Oliveira after UFC 289? White started by describing the athletes who would be receiving performance bonuses after a fight night that saw 11 fights to welcome the Octagon back to Canada inside a packed-out Rogers Arena. Amanda Nunes, the bantamweight and featherweight champion, announced her retirement following her 11th victory in a title match, tying Anderson Silva for the most victories in a career. White's reaction was, "I'm not shocked that she retired. Her life is a lot different than it was 10 years ago. Would I like to see her stick around and do more? Absolutely. I love the kid. She's been incredible to work with. She's such a good human being and a great champion and obviously the greatest female fighter of all time. I'd love to keep her around, but if she's ready to go, you've got to be happy for her." White addressed the unresolved concerns of whether the women's featherweight class would be dismissed, as well as what will happen to the vacant women's bantamweight championship, while discussing the women's bantamweight and featherweight divisions. The answer is probably yes. I mean, I don't make these decisions right after a fight. She told me when she walked over to the side of the cage that she was retiring, so I don't know, but it makes sense. We got a lot of things to work out on Tuesday now. It would make a lot of sense for Juliana Pena to fight for the vacant title. Now let's talk about Charles Oliveira after UFC 289. What Charles Oliveira will do following his first-round TKO of Beneil Dariush is the second significant question mark raised by yesterday night's outcomes. Who will face Islam Makhachev, the current lightweight champion, next will be decided on Tuesday. Oliveira, who became the first UFC athlete to record 20 finishes inside the octagon on Saturday night, made a compelling argument for his opponent on Saturday night. Incredible performance, especially against Beneil, who a lot of people thought was going to win this fight. Incredible. If you look at how that guy turned his career around from 2016 to today, he's a completely different fighter. What he has accomplished in the last however many years has been unbelievable. It's amazing what he's done, and he looked like a world beater tonight. I'm excited for him and Islam to fight again. Conor McGregor called for backup after Riot breaks out at Floyd Mayweather fight. As I explained the situation about the bout between Floyd Mayweather and John Gotti in the ring at FLA Live Arena on Saturday night. That bout created a lot of tension. That night they became sworn enemies. As a brawl broke out during John Gotti III's fight with Floyd Mayweather after the bell rang, Gotti requested Conor McGregor's backup throughout the match. After Gotti continued to fight Mayweather after the exhibition was stopped by the referee on Sunday, members of both camps entered the ring at the FLA Live Arena to spark a large brawl. The officials' decision to stop the fight infuriated Gotti and his team, and Mayweather's staff entered the ring to defend their man as Gotti attempted to resume the fight after the bell had sounded. Fighting also occurred backstage and in the arena, which was later cleared out by law enforcement, and over 60 individuals engaged in a mass brawl inside the ring. Since then, Gotti has spoken out through plenty of social media postings, describing himself and Mayweather as enemies for life. Punk B, he said while tagging Mayweather in footage of the incident on his Instagram story. You my enemy for life. Conor McGregor, we need backup. Bum never put me down or stopped me. It was a DQ for no reason. Although it's still unknown the relationship nature between Gotti and Mayweather, in 2017, Mayweather stopped the UFC legend in the 10th round after McGregor had impressed several boxing greats with his performance. McGregor had initially disagreed with the decision, much like Gotti, but he eventually accepted the result. All right, guys, that's all for today. Thanks for watching till the end. Remember to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel to stay updated about our future videos. See you in the next one. Until then, goodbye.